If you've ever been to one of the Exploration Express programs at the St. Tammany Parish Library, then you already know that we give you the chance to see, touch, and learn about some amazing things in science. But have you ever wondered, where do we get some of the more unusual items? Sure you have. Well, wonder no more. Recently, Miss Tanya went on down to the Audubon Zoo to visit with our friend Monica Passos, who is the school programs coordinator for the Audubon Nature Institute's Zoo Education Department. While Tanya was there, she picked up a giraffe skull and vertebra and brought it back to the library. And not only can you see it in person, but you can touch it and learn about it and find out why a giraffe's tongue is black.
Amazing!
If you'd like to see this in person, just keep watching to find out times and locations for your local library. But first, here's Miss Tanya, Miss Monica, and what's left of Alex the giraffe.
And then we have the skull that you can take in with you. This is a giraffe skull. And this was a giraffe that lived here and passed away.
Did he have a name?
Very sad. This was Alex. Alex the giraffe. There was like a hard plate on the end of his nose, and it's missing on this giraffe because this skull has been broken. It was sitting very close to the edge of a table, and I hit it and knocked it on the ground, and then I cried.
Oh.
It's very sad because it's impossible to glue them back on. They're just too breakable.
Yeah.
So his nose looks really short. It should stick out about this far, but would never have any front teeth. And you can see his front teeth on the bottom here, and this one's really wiggly. And they have their long tongues that stick out and grab the leaves and pull them off the branches to eat.
So I think this is to represent the tongue, right?
It is. That piece of construction paper is 18 inches long, which is how long a giraffe's tongue is. Yeah, they're very long. And that's because their favorite tree is the acacia tree. Has very big thorns on it, and that long skinny tongue lets them get around the thorns on the acacia tree and eat the leaves without getting poked by the thorns. Pretty clever.
Now what about the giraffe's horns?
Mm-hmm.
Those look like bone to me.
They are. They're called ossicones, and some of them will have a third ossicone here on the front. But the ossicones are bone, and they're covered with skin. And if you look at it real close, you can see that there's lots of little lines and holes and grooves in it, and those are for the transportation of blood to the skin and to the bone to help it, stay alive. And the skin would have been just barely over these ossicones. In fact, it's really difficult to get the skin off of the top of a giraffe's skull, so off the ossicones and across the top of his nose, because there's no tissue between the bone and the skin.
Oh, wow.
It's connected directly. So a lot of times you have to leave that skin on and let the domestic beetles eat the skin off. And he's got fenestra.
These grooves here
Are also blood vessels.
blood vessels.
Yep.
And then these are
His fenestra.
His fenestra.
Yep, he's got fenestras on the top, which will bring the big blood vessels up to the top here. And then he had fenestra here, which unfortunately also broke open. And the fenestra here would have gone this way and fed the front part of his face. And nice big eye sockets on the side here. Eyes on the side, ready to hide, although giraffes are big enough that they don't need to do a lot of hiding.
You can come have a hands-on learning experience in person with the BioFacts when the Exploration Express is at your local branch. Come on by the Folsom branch on Wednesday, March 11th, anytime between 5 and 6 p.m. Or come by the Causeway branch on Saturday, March 14th between 2 and 3 p.m. If you're in Abita Springs, Exploration Express will be at your branch on Wednesday, March 18th from 4 to 6 p.m. And also at the Lee Road branch on Thursday, March 19th from 4 to 6 p.m. If you live near the Bush branch, drop by on Wednesday, March 25th between 4 and 6 p.m. And your last chance to get your hands on some science is at the Slidell Library on Saturday, March 28th between 2 and 3 p.m. This is a walk-up exhibit, so show up during those times, and you can stay for 10 minutes or an hour. Exploration Express from the Audubon Nature Institute's Zoo Education Department and your St. Tammany Parish Library. Next time, find out what this is. BioFacts are from the Betty Wisdom Resource Room at the Audubon Zoo. Teachers and homeschoolers can contact the Audubon Institute at 1-800-774-7394 for information on borrowing BioFacts and other education opportunities.